Rise and shine. Take a look out your window and see these unusually shaped clouds. Wait a minute. Those clouds look very, very odd. That doesn't seem to ring a bell from anything in history when I was a child looking out my windows. Clouds looked soft and fluffy, but today the clouds that we see out our windows many, many times in all the major cities look like this. And of course this spreads out and becomes this hazy mist above us. What we're talking about today is geoengineering. They are actually geoengineering our skies, our waters, everything that we have for one purpose. And I'll get into that in a moment. This picture was given to me actually by a friend. I am also collecting these, taking picture after picture of every single time I see this, making sure that I record it. Let me go on. Right now, the IPCC is talking about how, the different processes for geoengineering and other things. And they basically talk about solar radiation management, how they're saying that if they do it, they'll need to continue doing it. They're actually talking about it. See, it's not a conspiracy theory that it exists. I'm going to get into more of this. Let me take a look right now here. But first, I just wanted to show you this because this is the reason why we're having a big problem. See, CO2 is a problem, but let me think about that for a second here. CO2, I learned about that in school. It seems that plants need it to survive. You know what? Let's just forget about that. Bill Gates says the CO2 is bad. So he funded research, put millions of dollars of research into funding geoengineering projects in order to cool the earth down. Now let's just say, for a moment here, let's just say that the earth is really, really hot and it needs to be cooled down because, decades from now we're going to have this big problem where it is way too hot. And of course, that would be a dramatic disaster. But do you trust Bill Gates? Do you trust mega billionaires like Warren Buffett? I certainly don't. Why would I want them to spray something in the air and hope that what they're doing is with good intentions? So forget about the argument, is it happening, or the reason, CO2 levels and all this. Let's just think about it for a second. Do you want a guy like Bill Gates to be running the show? Would you trust where he's putting his money? I certainly would not. Let me continue on. What about this? U.S. geoengineers to spray sun-reflecting chemicals from a balloon. And this was an experiment in New Mexico. So they're saying that they're actually spraying this into the air with the exact purpose that many people have been suggesting. I've been suggesting this. I'm going to write about this in my next book, a small section on it, because it is such a simple thing. Let me just continue on for just a moment. World's biggest geoengineering test violates UN rules. They dumped about 100 tons of iron sulfate into the Pacific Ocean, saying that this was part of a geoengineering scheme. Okay? This is official. They are geoengineering this planet. This is not a conspiracy theory. They're doing it. They already have been doing it. They're saying that it's on a small scale, just in this one test over there. But if you really look up into your skies for just a moment, if people would stop looking at the ground as they're text messaging, as they're walking down the street, and really just look up into the sky, look at where these aerosols come from. You see normal clouds up in the skies. Then you see the chemtrails. You see normal planes driving by, and you see a contrail behind, and it dissipates. maybe 20, 30, 40 lengths behind the plane. It dissipates as it moves by, but the chemtrail does not. It goes from horizon to horizon. A contrail does not do that. A chemtrail, and I know one individual who's listening right now, he loves the chemtrails, going from end to end as far as the eye can see. And then you watch it there. 5 minutes later, it's wider. 10 minutes later, it's even wider. 15, 20, 30, 40, and it's wide and it is completely spread out in the sky. And you look up in the air, and what was a blue sky is now this hazy sort of mist up there. They're spraying us. They are spraying us with poison. That poison falls down into the soils. When they use aluminum as part of these aerosol sprays, they use the aluminum, it falls down, it lands in the soil. It makes the soil alkaline. Soils cannot be alkaline. They need to be acidic so that the plants are alkaline. So when you have high alkalinity in the soil, they can't grow well. What happens when they can't grow well? Farmers start asking for some other thing that will grow. And guess what? Mr. Monsanto has the product line for you. They have a whole line of aluminum resistant seeds that will work just fine in the soil. Now, I'm not saying this is all because of Monsanto. Monsanto's in on the game. They are now going to be profiting off of this. That's all I'm suggesting. But they want to hurt us. That's what's going on here. Take a look up at the skies. Stop looking down at your feet. Stop at the text messages. And next time you're with a friend or with a family member and you see the chemtrails in the sky, you see that geoengineering, point up in the sky and say, hey, does that look weird to you? If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Head down below for the free books. And don't forget to head over to Amazon and take a look at my book up there and flip through it. See if you like it. If you like it, buy it. And when you're done reading the book, make sure you hand it off to a friend or someone in your family who will read it. Take care.